Hi everyone, Ron here, Variable Play, and
Hello.
welcome to LarongAtin. Hi
Hello.
Hi.
everyone.
Good evening.
Hello. Good
Good
It's
evening.
been a
evening
while.
everyone.
Mhm.
I will be sharing this on social media. Give me a bit. In the
Actually,
meantime,
ah, it hasn't been a while. Sobrang eventful lang the previous month ata.
Ganun ba?
I
I think
think
we were
tama,
nag,
tama.
naglarong
Agree,
atin ata
agree.
tayo last month eh. So,
Yes, we did.
it's
Yes, we did.
yeah,
Yes,
it's
we did.
just been very eventful. Kaya it seems like it's been
Mm.
forever.
Oo nga. Baka nga.
Yeah.
It is likely the case. Um, Sobrang dami rin kasi no. Grabe din ang
Mm.
events na November.
Yeah,
Mhm.
tuloy-tuloy nga eh.
Yeah.
It,
Kaya nga
it was good.
nagkasakit na ako.
Hmm. Hmm.
Oo nga. Actually, nung October, I did an episode where I talked about what was the
Oops.
um, upcoming. I think it was September,
Events.
and I did that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
probably.
the lineup was just stacking on each other.
Mhm.
Wala, sunod-sunod talaga. Parang, walang gap to.
Yeah.
Parang pagod kami ng ano ah. Yeah, it's super good and really fun actually to see all of those gaming avenues all over the place, and we got to play a lot of games.
Mhm.
So we'll be talking about a lot of games anyway in this episode. Hi everyone, thank you for joining. For the ones who just joined, we will be talking about our recent visit at Asian Board Game Festival
Shared it
in
pala.
Singapore,
Mhm.
and it's in a quick summary preview. It was fantastic. It was really good, really cool,
Mhm.
and I am excited for next year. Actually, I'm already excited for next year.
Mhm.
So while we wait for everyone to join in and chime in, uh, aside from the Asian Board Game Festival game, any gaming that you've done, any new game that you've encountered? Hi, level 20.
Mm.
Thank you for joining.
I think, ano, you're leaving Sorcery, so I just played Sorcery as well.
Yes.
So, medyo natutuwa ako sa kanya kasi uh, Sorcery gives you that, early days of Magic the Gathering feels when
Mhm.
you're opening packs and you're reading the cards. But the game plays kung Magic the Gathering player ka, it's very familiar
Mm.
dahil it uses a lot of the old kind of imagery and card names.
Mm-hmm.
Pero once you play it, it plays very differently because of the space. May area kasi siya eh. So that's
Mm.
very interesting about Sorcery.
So because I have no idea. So because there's a spatial element to it, para siyang board game in a way.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm
Okay.
gonna bring in Dwayne. Thank you for joining.
Oh, paano
Hello,
can it be? Hello, Edwin.
Yun.
is
Hello,
this
Dwayne.
sorcery?
Yes. Sorcery.
Sabi ko na
Flex,
nga eh.
flex ko lang. Flex ko lang. Hey,
If
oh,
if
hi
if
Poland. Thank you for joining.
if there's a
Yes,
spatial
thank you.
element,
We met
sorry.
you last time.
Kaya ang
Oh,
laki ng playmat
Go
ng
ahead.
mga yan eh. Ng Sorcery, ang
Yeah.
laki ng playmat eh. It's almost 2 feet by 3 feet, I think.
Uh-huh.
Instead of the usual, parang, the usual playmat is, I think, one, 1 foot by, maybe,
yeah.
a little under
Flesh
2
and
feet.
Blood.
Mhm.
I should have that.
Can you have multiplayer pa rin kahit it's spatial
I
based
don't think
or it's
it's
a strict
designed
duel?
for multiplayer. So Flesh and Blood is
Oh,
this
okay.
one. As compared to the
Walang audio si Dwayne.
short. Oh,
Oh yeah, Dwayne, you're nakamute
No, naka-was muting.
there.
Kasi ano, ang ingay ng plastic eh. New
Okay.
mat smell. Sorry.
Hmm.
don't worry about it. Um, StreamYard should pick
Ako
up.
may playmat din
Uh,
ako. Joke. Illustration board.
are you? Are you?
So while
Yeah.
we're doing the stream, I'm prototyping. Kasi malapit na yung unpub and other stuff. So yeah. So I'm listening in.
Oh yeah, is
Okay.
this your mega game?
Yeah, I'm prototyping some tiles, some tokens, some yeah.
So are you still going early or hindi na? 2 o'clock na?
Hindi na 2 o'clock. Kasi there were people were supposed to come earlier pero they got busy. So mukhang hindi magko-quorum at 11. Kaya 2 o'clock na lang.
Ilan ba kailangan na nung mega game?
I need for the playtest sana at least 6. So I think abot naman pero people kasi will be coming in later on pa, later pa in the day.
Okay.
So yun.
Yan o, lightning
Oh,
bolt ba yan?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can see there, it's old magic names: lightning bolt, chain lightning. The art is all hand drawn art, hand painted, full card art. So it looks really cool. Feels very nostalgic. But yeah, the special element is that your avatar. It's my avatar. There's my. Walks on the plane. It moves. You can move stuff,
Yeah.
and
And
it
your
has a
avatar
sense-
can walk across to the other avatar and start hitting.
yeah, whacking them.
Pwede magsuntukan yung dalawang mage actually sa sorcery. Pag
Yeah,
wala na kayo magsuntukan na lang kayo.
yeah, pretty good. Excited to. Ang kulit lang yung number of cards. Starter 53. So warning for the ones who are sleeving it. It's 53 cards. So if you think you just needed one pack, you need another one of sleeves per color, just in case you want to sleeve it. So just a note of that. You could do colorless sleeves on the site naman. Okay.
Stated to organized play, no? You have to differentiate talaga the decks. Bawal pareho yung sleeves.
Oh, is it? Is it?
Yeah.
That's the mech.
I think Mikey told me something na ganun.
Yeah.
Na kailangan
It's-
mo atlas and
It's to allow your opponent to see how many sight cards you're holding and how many spell cards you're holding. Kaya ganun siya. Kasi in essence, it's public information naman kasi kung saan ka bumubunot eh. Kaso
right.
that removes the necessity for your opponent to keep track of how many of that, how many of this. Diba?
Mhm. Okay. All right. In that case, yeah. I
It's
could
an
probably
organized
do
meeting.
clear sleeves on the others.
Mhm.
We'll see. Cool. So Asian Board Game Festival. We just this was quite fresh. We just got back from it 2 weeks ago, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mhm.
Has it been that
So now
long
Yeah,
na pala? Yeah.
Mikey's even in the streams, of course.
hello, Mike.
Hello, Mikey. Yeah, so these are all the designers. I'm there. There you go. So these are all the different publishers and designers that participated. I know they had a press release that there are 44, 45, 45, like 4 or 5 publishers from different countries, and around 5,000 plus attendees
Mhm.
through the 3 days,
Mm.
which was
Yeah, but
pretty
it
insane
Wow.
because yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I felt the continuous flow of um people who wanted to play. And yeah, we can share more about our experience around this. Uh, so how was ABGF for you guys this 2023? I think let's have the fresh one. So Dwayne is our resident developer, helping us out in tama, di ba? Dwayne's developing
Mm.
aside from
Marketing
designing
and
games in the
Yeah.
future.
keeping Thomas and Mikey in check.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, there you
He,
go.
he
He's
wears
the
he wears all the hats.
he wears all
Okay,
the hats.
so
That's true. So, Dwayne, how was so this is your first time, and Nico is also your first time. So Community Serve
Mhm.
Ready is our second time not to go. So we want to hear from you. Like, what was your impression? What was your experience? Share to the audience. How was Asian Board Game Festival?
okay, so yeah, so again, it was my first time attending, so yeah, everything was new to me. And but the thing I like about it the most is parang aside from yung mga, syempre there's a lot of people knowing that the event was a pretty big, tapos maraming walk-ins and stuff, but it felt like a communion of designers and publishers and basically industry people. So we got to meet a lot of di lang publishers and designers, pati yung mga ano rin, enthusiasts, influencers, and retailers even. So parang, I guess, parang yung the biggest lesson, my biggest takeaway siguro like during that event na parang it was a learning experience seeing parang how different countries would approach yung kanilang the ways they design and promote their games and the way they think. Kasi parang in a way baka ano to, it's an anecdote for later pero basically nagkaroon ng unpub sa ano eh sa
Mhm.
Yeah,
sa atin.
Yeah.
Parang, yeah,
that was that
fun
was
seeing.
surprising.
Yeah, that was
that was new this year actually.
Yeah,
yeah.
surprise unpub. Yeah, so
Oh.
yun. So it was a very, it was a very fun event, and I did really learn a lot in terms of yun nga, parang industry relations and yeah, and how people see games from different countries. Very
Mhm.
much iba yung insights nila from us then actually.
Mhm.
Okay, how about you, Nico? How was your impression of Asian Board Game Festival?
Well, ako I really enjoyed um the first few days. I was actually going around and trying different games. Nagulat ako actually because all this time I had this wrong impression that that the Philippines, that tayo, we were kind of ano not naman ahead, pero we were kind of um basta parang that we were making games, and we were kind of like on par, or a little bit ahead, maybe a little bit ahead than the other Southeast Asian countries. So
Mm-hmm.
medyo nagulat ako when we got there na parang they all came in force, and parang wow, ang dami nilang tables. Yung iba, they've started making games years before we even started. Like yung
Mhm.
iba
Right.
established parang more than 10 years ago. So it was
Yep.
it was surprising, and it was really nice to see that Asian board games had its own. Well, I guess Southeast Asian board games had its own flavor. Parang the games, it's hard. They don't easily fall under yung Euro genre or American style games. There's this different character, and you can kind of see also that all of the Southeast Asian countries, in a way, are facing similar problems and
Mm.
are tackling those problems in very similar ways also. Like for example, one thing we've always known here in the Philippines is that you can't really yet create those big expensive games yet. You have to keep your production modest so that you can sell in the local market. And it was interesting to see that most of the Southeast Asian games were also small games. A lot of them were just cards. A lot of them were in small boxes. There were few big games. So
Right.
parang you can kind of feel the camaraderie na parang overall we all are facing the same problems and we're all
Yes.
trying to do our best. And the crowd was very welcoming. I think because of that, like we all kind of understand the struggles of each. We all kind of understand each other's struggles because even though we're in different countries, we have this very similar struggles. So
Yeah.
yun.
Yeah. Agree.
Mm.
Oh, kayo naman, Sir Freddy, coming back from Asian Board Game Festival again.
Mm,
So now it's the second time, second visit. What was your impressions this year? How was your experience?
definitely yung learnings from last year na reinforced this year.
Mm.
What is interesting this year is talagang I think the number of publishers that showed up more than doubled. So talagang
Yes.
ang daming games ngayon. Parang this year nga, uh, even if I had more time to go around and play games dahil nagkaroon nga nung Friday na supposedly less busy, I actually feel that I played, as a percentage, I played less of the available games this year dahil sa dami ng publishers this year. So, medyo dumami talaga yung games na nag-exhibit during ABGF, and it was nice to see lumaki yung presence ng Japan and Korea. So I guess yung mga nauna last year sa kanila, nagbigay ng magandang uh, they gave good reviews to their peers back in their countries, and kaya mas maraming dumating. And what's interesting is with ABGF, makikita mo talaga puro karamihan talaga yung indie publications, indie
Mm.
publishers. Hindi sila yun part ng mga malalaking publishers like like Asmodee or something like that, 'di ba? And everybody's yung mga most of them, the publishers there would have less than 10 games under their belts, 'di
Right.
ba? Mga
Yep.
ganun eh. So that's really interesting. And you also notice that a lot of them aren't there to really make to get rich. They're there to share their games, and they're just happy to have people from other countries. Uy, they're enjoying their games. And nakakatawa nga ron, yung isang designer na Korean, yung Heartbroken, pinakilala namin kay Tomas eh. Tapos
Basically,
yung lang namin ngumiti yung Heartbroken na ano.
shout
Yeah.
out to Lincoln from Underdog Games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
that game, which we all
Yeah.
like.
Yes. And we'll talk about the games a bit more. The special mentions, the games that people should be. There you go. The games that people should be seeking out. Definitely games that we recommend that you guys would try because they're at least these are the first ones. There's so many good games actually in the convention, and the friendly was right. And there were also repeats, meaning the games that I saw last year, I saw them again this year, and they still got played. The people are still coming because there was quite a good, there was a lot
Yeah,
of players, and the
new
range of
faces.
players in Singapore is very varied. Uh, I would say they're mostly in the gateway market. Um, some are even really just interested. Oh, what's this? And they were literally passing by, or and the thing is, with the area where they run the event is more of like a business district. So it's not a regular mall. It's a mall that is mostly operating during business hours. So on the Friday, there were a lot of workers that were passing by, and those you know picked up and tried the games and participated. But for the weekend, we really started seeing families go, seeing mom, dad, kids, sometimes even grandparents are with them, and they go there. And some are familiar with modern games, they're familiar with Splendor and things like that. Some are really okay. This is interesting, and then I want to try it. And they're really not afraid to try games. So
Mm-hmm.
whatever games you have, the more mentally stimulating, the more interested they are in, the more challenging. Actually, mas na-encourage pa sila to try it. And what surprised me, because I was coming back, I don't have a new game along with me. Nico's is his first time, so he's first time showcasing his games. I was showcasing the same game, so I was showcasing Folded Wishes again, and Dwayne was my backup. So this is not to brag, but it's just the amount of people and the amount of interest on the games. When I started demoing Folded Wishes, if I stand up to pee because it's already lunchtime, Dwayne is already taking over, and it that will just go on until we get the next break, and it's just one after the other, and I was really surprised because okay, there's still a lot of people that are interested in trying the game. I saw some that I recognize. Oh, I this guy played this last year, and they would then bring their friends and you guys should try this, and then we get to demo our game again, and it's just a very welcoming uh, audience, and I was pleasantly surprised. Oh, hindi pala one shot lang pagka nagde-demo ng game mo. Even if you've done this game, future conventions, go ahead and still showcase that because there will always be new people that will be seeing your
Mhm.
game. So that was
Yeah.
my um, big impression. And then yeah, now for the games that surprised us, what
Dagdag
are
na natin
your
dahil aside from
uh,
the non-stop demos ng Folded Wishes, we sold out pretty
oh
early on day 3. Actually, hindi pa tapos yung day 3, wala nang stock. So,
yeah
may naghahanap na ng stock tapos sinasabihan kami, meron ba bang mabibili or whatever? Tapos, we had to say no. Tapos, uh, naghanap pa ako, tapos nagkamali nga ako because I should have asked for the inventory ng Ori game
yeah
na yung pambenta nila sa web store nila. Should have asked
yeah
for that earlier instead of just relying on the games that yung para sa show. So we underestimated the demand uh, for this ABGF for I guess not just for the wishes. Nag-sold out din
yeah
kami ng ano sa Pawikan
Rogues Den.
Patrol.
Oh, Pawikan,
Yeah,
yeah yeah
yeah. So medyo maganda talaga yung response ng ng mga tao doon sa Filipino games. And
hmm
then nakakatuwa kasi talagang merong rep yung Philippine delegation doon eh.
yeah
Na tayo yung friendliest ata eh.
yes and the what's really interesting with um uh just the all of the games in general is tama si Nico, there's a certain feel for Asian game design. Uh, Siguro it's influenced from the decreased or sort of limited resources. You have to be creative with your components. Uh, you have to be creative with your box. You have to be creative with your um, uh, yeah, your design, your physical design. But in doing so, you have to now come up with really creative ideas to still convey a good experience. And yeah, the games there look really good. One of the things then we reacted was, oh, table presence is such a big thing. It's like
Yeah.
it has to really call attention, and it's not, and even if it's like a small game, for example, the Counter Spy is such a small game. It's very small footprint. Uh, but the color choices, the art style, the art direction, the banners that they use to support it, yun pala yung way mo to get noticed. And I guess tama nga naman, it's a in a convention setting, people are coming through and they're seeing hundreds of games on tables, and they're looking for which is something that interesting for them. So they just okay, oh that looks interesting. Um, but yeah, very great, very cool, very compact, concise, very precise design. So nakakatuwa with uh, ABGF.
Well, additional lang din. I don't remember who said it, pero it was brought up nga daw na party daw yung one of the reasons siguro kasi medyo guessing nga din why the games are designed to be compact or like smallish experiences within an hour. Baka rin daw kasi since the Asian market lives kind of busy lives then. So parang there's an emphasis on getting as much as you can in the smallest amount of time. So it doesn't have to be super gateway or ano lang din, parang medyo basic rules, but rather parang in the short time you get the full experience of a game basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Yes, yes. And na isa ko pa natuwa are all of the celebrities. So turns out, so for example, let me share my where's the tab? Okay. So for the ones who've been following, this is Playtography, and that's him. That's Playtography. And I've been following him. Sorry, have I added? Okay, I haven't added. There you go. So this is Playtography. For the ones who've been in Instagram and following board games, Playtography has been a powerhouse in uh, taking photos and composing content for board games. So he visited, he played. They're playing Steam Up at the moment. Um, and yeah, so he visited our area, and I think so you can see just like how good the games look. Uh, did he take a picture? I know he took a picture. Oh, I think it was. Oh, okay, maybe not this one. Oh, okay, sorry. No, no, no. I think I'm pressing the wrong button. But yeah, it should be. You should never. Yeah, he was able to try out folded dishes after, and he took a photo, which was pretty cool. We also got to see gnarly Carly. There were a lot of celebrities, celebrity and tabletop games that was participating in the convention. And what was interesting is that some of them flew in from Canada, flew in from Sweden, and we even met someone from Italy. We met people from Russia, and they were going like, okay, Asian Board Game Festival, and I was asking, oh, are you having a vacation here? Is it just no, no, no? We went here and we're flying back after the event. Okay, cool. So it's very interesting to see that uh, and see the growth then of Asian Board Game Festival from what we saw last year and to where it is today, and we're excited to see what it brings, the year later. And they're slowly incorporating mechanics um, to make their event sustainable. So I really appreciate that. Uh, and so kudos to Ori Games and the whole Asian Board Game Festival team because they really know what they're doing. So share lang daw. Yeah. Okay. So what were your favorite games in the convention?
I was muted pala. So, sorry, last year there weren't that many celebrities and
Last
stuff.
year,
Unless
I
counted kami.
don't. Uh, so last year, what was interesting was the uh secretary or
Oh,
minister
yeah.
for
It's a minister.
for the
It's an
minister
MP, minister.
for
Mhm.
tourism, I think, or something like that. Visited,
Mhm.
uh, and there
Per
were
I
a
mean,
few media outlets.
mhm.
But the ones that we recognize as gamers,
Mhm.
I didn't recognize them last year. I
Mm.
saw vloggers, but it's more of like, yeah, this year,
Mm.
as in talagang pagkakita ko, that's Naldi
Wow.
Cardi. And yung iba, they never show their face, like lithography, only show their face like recently. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that's you. Cool.
Mm.
I recognize the photo, the composition.
Mhm.
So, yun.
Oh.
That's one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
a
cool. Oh.
nag-evolve naman yung ABGF has evolved. This is just the third one. The first one was in 2019. 2019 ba? Yeah. That's 2019 and then of course 2020 nawala. Nagkaroon lang
Mm.
ulit last year 2022. So this is just the third one. So from 2019, yung 2019 I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah.
I was there yung first ABGF I was in also in Singapore but for another event. The only time I knew there was an ABGF was nung paalis na ako. When I was flying out of Singapore, I saw on my socials, may nakita ko, oh, may Asian Board Game Festival pala that weekend. But I was there for something else. So in 2022 was the first time we joined. And of course, it's already much bigger from 2019. And yung
Right.
scale ng 2023 is also, I would say, more than double than 2022 just in terms of attendance and exhibitors.
Oh yeah.
That's very good. And it even at this point, you cannot feel that the show is it doesn't feel ano ba yun? How can I say? It doesn't feel corporate. Talagang alam mong
Grassroots na
grassroots
grassroots.
talaga eh.
Grassroots.
So the
Absolutely.
people running it, they're in it because they love what they're doing. They're definitely not doing it dahil they're making tons of money. Parang,
No.
yan, si Ron, sanay na yan eh. Sa mga ganyan, running event, tapos it's not about the money. Diba?
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
It really felt like a festival. Hindi siya parang I don't know, when you say convention kasi sometimes it has that corporate feel na. Pero ito festival talaga. Really felt like kulang na lang parang maraming pagkain all over tapos kain lang tayo ng kain and stuff. Pero yeah, it was
Actually,
very homely.
well, if you look at the pictures
Para
we
siyang
posted,
fiesta,
parang
no?
kain din lang. Hindi
Oh,
ko
yeah.
board game.
Yes.
Until now, I'm still craving yung ibang food sa Singapore eh. Kasi yon yung spicy food nila iba yung sarap niya. So yeah.
Isa pang kinaganda ng ano yun eh. One other aspect, the byproduct of visiting Asian Board Game Festival is eating all of the good food. Like, yes, kasi kahit food court lang, panalo na eh. So solve ka na. Then add to the hawker places. Then lang yung
Michelin star na hawker.
Michelin star na hawker places. So,
Tsaka yung coffee nila masarap. Well, ako kasi I like coffee, so yun.
Yes. Agree. Yeah, their black coffee. So when I would drink in the morning, it's like, ooh, good morning, let's go. It really wakes you up. Okay, so let's talk about your. So ang dami ng games, really good favorites. But just pick one that you can highlight. One that's maybe something you want to share. Like, oh guys, you guys are gonna need to check this out. And then we can just share some of the games that really piqued our interest and enjoyed. And things that you want players to our viewers to try out when they get the chance.
Ako kasi I kept the games to my side. So ako I really like this one. I shared this nung to Dwayne and Sir Freddy nung ABGF after party sa Vertis. It's these 3 games. Where's my camera? There.
Oh,
So
nice.
Builders High, R Echo. Well, yung Master of Rules, di ko masyadong gets. But these two, R Echo and Builders High. R Echo and Builders High, for me, were my favorite games during the convention. And I'm kind of surprised na parang ako lang yung nagpunta sa booth nila. I keep asking everyone, did you guys try yung Hobby Japan? Tapos parang no one else tried it. But anyways, buti na lang I got the copy and then I was able to share it. And yon. I don't know, parang the Asian Board Game Festival, for me, so diba the Asian countries were there. Medyo nag-stand out yung Japanese publishers for me. Just because you can tell, at least for me, na hindi na sila, yung parang mature na sila in a way.
Yeah.
Parang they've been in the game for so long. You can kind of see the production, the game design. It's so much more mature. And yon, with the Hobby Japan, with Iten, with Playte. Wait, is Playte? No, Playte's Korean ba? Or
Korean.
Korean. So anyways, I kind of felt na iba yung level nila. Parang hindi didn't have that indie feel na parang nag-level up na sila. So yun.
Yep.
So this is my favorite game, Builders High. That was my favorite game of the convention. Out here.
Yeah, definitely hindi ko nalaro yan eh. I can't even remember where they're supposed to be.
Doon sa may
Sa baba.
Left.
Sa baba.
Oo eh. Parang
Katabi ng
pagbaba mo
Ethan.
kasi, ang unang makikita mo si
Ethan.
si Oink.
Katabi nila. Katabi ng Iten is on the, so it's
Si
Iten is in the middle. On the right is
Oink.
Oink. On the left is Hobby Japan.
Hobby Japan. Yeah. Yeah. One thing trivia lang din. Yung R Echo, yung one of the games there, was published in 2003. Parang ganun, it's 20 years old.
It's a 20, this is the 20th anniversary edition. So
yung R Echo Plus.
Yung R Echo Plus. Yeah.
Yeah. That's Kawasaki Factory, by the way. If kilala niyo si designer Susumu Kawasaki. Like, I think he made Traders of Osaka. Parang ganun. Like, he's a very prolific designer.
I think all of these are him.
Yes.
All of these, yeah.
So yung
So,
2003, ang mga kasabayan pa niyan, yung mga pagka sa European designs, that's after Catan definitely. Kasi late 90s Catan. So siguro ang kasabayan niyan mga Power Grid, Puerto Rico, mga ganun.
Yeah.
Definitely before Agricola.
Yeah, yung mga yun eh.
8 pa yung Agricola eh. So, mga Power Grid, ganun.
Cool.
Yung
Right.
Builders
Nice.
High, I'll check. I'll check when was Builders High, but yeah.
How was the... So, that's... Actually, yun yung napansin ko with the Japanese games nga din. Some of them shows really strong maturity because you already know, white games. You recognize them already. But at the same time, you still feel that they're still being very precise with their costing, with the designs, the footprint. Kasi hindi pa rin sila, as
Big
big
game.
as,
Yes.
Asmodee and whatnot. So they don't occupy the same space. But they're very smart on how they make sure that they have table presence. So for example, the whale game,
Oh yeah,
it's in
yeah.
a tiny box. Pero paglatag niya, ang ganda niyang tingnan sa play area and it occupies such a good space. Eye candy. So I think it really shows. I think that might be the Asian style nga, that's emerging from our designs, coming from the realities of the I guess economics of our market.
Yeah,
The irony is that most of the production is coming from Asia, but we can't compete with the global pipelines. So when the big players make their orders, no choice sa mga factories to serve those big players because they're buying out the line. They're buying out the production lines na. They can do that because of the size. So wala rin talagang choice. Even if they want to help us, and they can't because the lines are all booked. How about you, Dwayne? What was your uh,
Wait lang.
special game?
Do we coordinate? Are you going for ano? Are you
No,
going?
no, no.
Ito.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I can pivot.
Okay, I can lift
I,
mine. It's right here.
So sige, I'm thinking if I want to go for kasi okay, so the game that I really like up front is Inconversible. But
Ah,
mm,
here.
there was something I wanted din parang to highlight. I guess it's a very exclusive thing. But I really like how Creative was working with yung older design. So parang
oh,
gulat ko
yeah,
yung
yeah.
make and stop bigla na naka-magnet box. And
Mm-hmm.
which is a very old Sid Saxon game na push Sherlock.
Mm,
You roll your dice and then you decide when to stop or you don't
right.
and then you lose. So it was an old parang classic thing. But the way they reapproached yung game with their whole magnetic locking box system
Yeah.
and yung parang yung the box is the board. So it just fits in a tiny basically the board is the box. So yun na yun. Similar to that. So yeah. So that's Stereo Mind from Platey pa rin. Or Plate, I think. Yeah. And yeah, so that's one. And the another one is yung ano rin, Pueblo, which is an old game, 2002
Mm,
ata-ish. Ano naman yun, si Kramer and Kiesling. So yung like really old games. So they also did that. So parang these are the games that were played at one point in our life. Mga old games na we can consider. Pero considering that there's a new market and there are parang new people to experience it, it's as if they're playing the games for the first time. And I think some of us, first time namin maglaro ng Can't Stop on
mm.
convention mismo. And it shows. Parang ganun, like even with the old games, parang, wow, if you can
Oh,
repackage it, make it look new, it's basically new. Kasi for people who haven't tried it, it's
yeah,
definitely new.
and I think that's why games. Tom Basel said that good games will never really stay out of print uh, because it will get a reprint if it's a good game. Because there's always new generation of gamers. They will always seek out these games, and Can't Stop is one of those really good pusher luck games. But its footprint in the old edition is massive. It's like a whole table, octagon, and you're pushing these. It's big, and then how Playte was able to compress it, that was really cool. Um, all right, yeah. So we've been alluding a while ago on this one. This is Inconversible. It is the it's very Gen Z. Gen Z in the sense that I think Sir Freddy was the one who reacted. Um, na he, it took him a while to understand what we were doing. But the
Yep.
mechanic of the game, I already mentioned it on a previous episode, is that you're an album owner and you're asking your friends to delete um, images in your album because you can't do it yourself. But you want to keep one. You want to keep one memory, um, and the rest can go. And you're doing it code name style, but not verbally. You're using a hashtags that you align on the columns and rows. And art looks beautiful. Tapos pag pinlit mo pa yung style, there's still some captions on it na sure some of them translated, but you really feel the energy or the emotions of the designer. And yung ano, nagkita sila ni Tomas. They were like, oh, kindred spirit. I know how that feels. So that was cool. And yan, sobrang ganda ng art. Ako I, it was one of my favorites last year. Stereo Mind. Probably somewhere.
Yeah, the blue box.
The
Here.
blue
Blue
box
box.
of Stereo Mind.
I got that too. Here. Stereo Mind.
Yeah, so this is Stereo Mind classical. The old one looks like a cassette tape. This one is now classical music. Uh, I, I also am quite inspired on how they're taking sort of okay. So you have a design. What do you do for the next one? Like, can you take a design and what can you do so that it's not a rehash of the old one? It's new content, new things that you can do, or new mechanics, but that is somewhat relatable still with the old one. Um, so yeah, it's really cool. I kind of want to try it where I'm using the prompts here and then the QR codes in the old one as well, and just see
Mm.
see how much class how much chaos you end up with. Pero ang
Mhm.
galing. They're really smart, and then the new um, uh, player tokens for choosing are now instruments, musical instruments. So that's really adorable. Yun.
Mm.
A suggestion ko lang, um, find a way to store the cards so that they don't fly out in the box
In the box.
when
Yeah.
Mm.
yun lang yung challenge. It's a very creative box. Galing niya because it becomes um, the
The speaker.
the
Mm.
speaker as well. Yes, Sir Freddy. I think I think we know one of your favorites.
Actually, I have several.
Yeah.
Uh, so, I'll narrow it down to two. So,
Sige,
ito
sir.
yung, ito kasi yung nalaro ko
Yeah.
siya
Mhm.
nung during the pre-event. It's called Fanjan, and the English name is Counter Spy. This is a 15 card game. And it's very tight. The reason why I'm really impressed with it is it's just 15 cards, and the way the game plays, it's very tight and logical and deduction siya. It's a deduction game. You're trying to guess what the hidden card is based on the information you're giving out to the other player. So two-player game lang siya, and it's really hard to describe it until you actually play it. So you have to play it. It's not very unimpressive if you look at it. It's a very small box. Uh, some people might like the art style. Uh, Ako personally, hindi ko masyadong, it's not my cup of tea pagdating sa art style. But actually, when I play this, I don't really, I don't even think of the theme. Talagang yung ano lang. It's really
The
just
mechanics.
the mechanic eh. Talagang
Mm.
fan lang talaga ako ng mechanic. Talagang yung cards niya. It's very simple. The most of the card is just art, and then the only relevant information really is that uh yung you look at that number with the color. That's the only relevant information on the card. So you're playing with that,
Yeah,
and
it's
you're
a
just
it's so you're trying to deduce one. So one card is gonna be taken out, and then you hold half of the cards. So seven cards each, kayo. Um, and you're giving out information Hanabi style. You're giving out. I have uh, three ones, and or I have a straight, and whatever the combinations are. Now the trick is you need to be really careful of the information you want to
Mhm.
give because the goal of what you're sharing is to provide sort of common information between the two of you, and but not to a point where the opponent goes, hold on, um, they're already, let's say, holding three parts of that, and I have the other one. I don't have the other one, for example, and there's only four of them. Then that's an instant win. And so you want to
Mhm.
be careful trying to sort of navigate what information you want to share. And as you're sharing them, what the narrative of how they did it is that anything you've shared becomes parang common knowledge. So now both of you have that set. So I could have used this one kanina, and then when I refer to it as this color, for example, yellow, it'll be still included, including the ones that my opponent has shown. And as we share this information, eventually you'll be down 50-50 to either this card or that card. And ang galing nung, I think the constant puzzle that you have to think about how you can slice. Parang ganun siya. You have to slice your, your hand eh. Cut it into to a safe portion that you can share this bit first. They'll share information, may mare-reveal sa hand mo ulit. And you do that over time until you reach. And for 15 cards, yes,
Yes.
that's amazing. Really
Tas
good
meron,
clean rules.
yeah, it's really very tight. Ang ganda talaga talagang ano. And naging fan na ako ng an up and coming designer named from Taiwan, Gong Zhe.
Hmm.
So this game,
Taiwan market.
Taiwan Night Market,
Taiwan night market.
I think I've played this the most since I got back. So I really like it. So si Gong Zhe, his first design was veggie stock. Ito, I saw in
Same guy
Taiwan
pala.
Night Show. Yeah. So hindi ko nga alam na same guy eh.
Yeah, a lot of
I realized it's the same guy when
If he
nalaman
also
ko siya rin design ko.
Christmas tree. Yeah.
Kadinta.
Mhm.
Tatlong game na ang dinesign niya so far and I like them all. So I'm a fan of Gong Zhe now. So he's a Taiwanese game designer. So ang magaling siya mag-design talaga. And yung itong Christmas tree nga, noong una, hala ko hindi ko gusto. Yun pala, mali lang intindi ko sa game. Kaya hindi ko siya nagustuhan. Nung naintindihan ko na siya correctly, and when I understood it, and the way I understood it was when I was playing it with my kids and I kept getting my ass handed to me because I was playing it wrong.
Okay.
So, ganun pala siya. Okay, sige, gets ko na. Gusto ko na siya. So, yun yung ang magaling si Gong Zhe.
Yes. Cool. And I know they even shared with us a convention-only version. Sorry for the audience. You won't see this. So just get veggie stock or get this one. But they share with us a very unique game, which is the veggie stock, but rethemed as the board games of that convention. But the stock market system niya is sort of reverse. It's cheap pag marami, and then as the stock depletes, it's also umaakyat, and then it becomes mababa na ulit because it's out of stock, so nobody cares again. So galing lang. Same framework, but they can implement it for an event promo. So that's pretty fun. But yeah, veggie stock, and I know it's black in stock. Tama ba? Veggie stock, it's black in stock. Yay!
Yeah, meron na ulit.
Awesome. Cool.
Yun lang Taiwan Night Market. It's not in stock really because that's only a Kickstarter. That's the Kickstarter version.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure when it's going to be available for the distribution.
Retail release.
Yeah, the retail release.
Okay. Well, and while waiting, there are really good games that from the Asian board. So what we've done, what Sir Fergie's done, is to try to take as much as we could. So may kanya-kanya kaming mga kung ano mga pwede namin maikarga para meron tayong ma-share sa players natin dito so they can try out those games.
Yeah, iba-iba nga yun like 'di ba si Nico was able to go to Hobby Japan booth, tayo hindi. I think it was Tomas and Mikey who was able to play Hiroshi's games.
Yeah, yung Muscle
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, me and Ron were able to try a few then.
Mm,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
We uh,
Who-
well
ang hindi ko
ako
nga, ang hindi ko nga nalaro talaga this year was Daryl's games.
Yeah,
Because
nasa kabilang
no,
building sila. That's
kabilang
actually
ako
building.
ako meron ako nalaro. Sobrang cool ng isang game ni Daryl, but it's very Chinese culture. So Michael, you probably would know this. So the game is called
What?
the toss
You-
game, the tossing.
What? Yung name ng game is what?
What?
Mm.
Yeah.
HUAT.
Yeah, and the mechanic is, you have all of these dishes that you wanna complete, and they have recipes, and you need your chopsticks, and you need to you have to toss the cards until you can find your ingredients and get them. It's hilarious and chaotic, and also quite challenging because it's real time. But ang galing niya talaga gumawa ng mechanics with just simple cards, copy king, and
Mhm.
now bubble tea king.
Mhm.
Sana magawa natin. But yun. So we got to play that. We also got to play some games that weren't that great. Pero ganun talaga. It's not every game there's gonna be for you. I was really happy to see the guys who did the sort of compact war game, tact game. They were able to get that through Kickstarter, and it did well. And then they have a new game now, where it's mice. Para siyang Tom and Jerry. Um, you're manipulating the cat, and then you have mga mice kayo, and you're sort of doing kind of programming to pick up the cheese. Pero ang cute niya kasi of your mice moving around. And then we also got to try Saucy Grandma, which is you could have yung where you are grandmas. Oh no, so you are helping grandmas complete their sauces. And actually meron pa dong Filipina grandma who was making did she make adobo? No, kare-kare. I
Kare-kare.
think it was kare-kare. So ang galing kasi the research and what they also incorporated very inclusive of all of the Asian cultures.
Yeah.
Actually, that's one thing we were discussing, na ang daming Asian food games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were discussing the convention was full of food games, mga sushi, hot pot, what else? Basta it seems na yun yung moda ngayon sa Asia, which is food games.
Yung Steam Up, nandun, right?
Yeah.
And then Saucy Grandmas.
Benson
there was-
Market there.
Yes.
Yeah. Night
Benson
Market
Market.
also. Night Market's
Market.
also a food game.
Yeah. Puro food
Parang tayo
nga
lang yung Philippines yung walang food game. Next year we have to have a
Everybody had a
food
food game.
Gagawa na kami ng acid
Hari.
killing game. Okay. All right. So there's a lot of games, and main message we have for you guys is that if you have the chance, I think I said this in my short post video during the convention. I think attending Asian Board Game Festival and the nearby conventions, aside from our local conventions here, is our next best thing to doing a Gen Con with, an SN experience.
Mhm.
Um, the uh, and it's already, there's so much interesting stuff, and you do have a chance, if especially if you're the attendee. I think
Mhm.
as an attendee, I could have tried quite a bit of games. Um, Albeit I'll have to do that all 3 days, probably, in order for me to try out every possible game. Because you have to kind of queue up then with the tables.
Mm-mm.
Um, and but it's because of the it's still growing. It's a great time to experience, and you get a passport. It's my passport.
Mhm.
Do you have,
I
so you
still
get a
have this.
passport, and you get stuff. Oh, there you go. We get to stamp.
Mhm.
Yeah, there you go. There's the
So,
passport, and you get to stamp, and you get the stamp from every publisher that you visited, and you use that as a way to access the discount for more games. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to try this again, to visit again next year, and I think it's gonna be a tradition already. Uh,
Mhm.
so yeah, there you have it. Carinderia the board game. Yep, guys. For the possible designers there, start. It's not a bad idea if you can come up with game designs. Let's build it. Let's see what we can bring in Malay. No, someday, um, in the next Asian conventions, you'll be able to share your designs, Malay. Um, so any pahabol messages?
Mm. Well, for me, I think if you're a designer, if you want to design, it's something that's really good to go to.
Mm,
Kasi you get to get a better grasp of what the level of design is in the region. Pag dito ka lang kasi sa Philippines, you might get kind of boxed in
mhm.
with what's available, what people here are coming up with. And if you want to see learn more about more kinds of mechanics and to see how other people make games that are still very elegant and accessible, then
Right.
yun na yung I think nearest convention where you can be exposed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agree. Good point. Good point. Um, Kasi intimidating if you're just looking at big Euro games or big thematic games from the Western market. Uh, but when you get to visit Asian Board Game Festival, ang daming light bulb moment. Pwede pala yun.
Mhm.
Oo nga, no, I could have done it this way. That's a really cool exploration of that idea. I mean, stereo mind na lang. I was
Mhm.
already mind blown. Sound! Somebody made a game that is about interpreting sound. Di man lang nga, it's like vibes. It's just,
Mm.
are you
Mhm.
guys all vibing to this music? It's like, wow, mechanic on that one. So, galing.
Yeah.
Agree. Tama. Good point, Nico.
Mhm.
Okay?
hmm. Yan. So, siguro ano na rin, partly, i-re-extol ko na lang din yung virtues of ABGF. Like, I feel like this is one of the directions that we can take as a community then. It's a more of a community focus, mas, close to the ground, grassroots, if you can say, na approach to gaming. Whereas parang nasanay kasi tayo for the longest time, when we talk conventions, we talk SN or Gen Con
Mm,
or yung mga PAX Con, mga puro mga showcases of works. But rather, para kasi with ABG specifically, it felt like a gathering nga talaga of like-minded individuals with the same interests and goals. So parang it helps to be so close to the people around you na it doesn't, as much as it is a competition, kasi syempre publishers and still want to make a profit at the end of the day, it's a competition that's kind of healthy and everybody grows together. Parang ganun yung vibes by the end of the day.
Mm.
Mm. Yeah, and but well, the good thing always about publishers is that they're never really in direct competition. If
Mm.
if Leyte has a worker placement game and Ludus has a worker placement game, there's no there's no conflict. Both will have its own market. Ngayon, there is more parang, okay, this game is more hype, sure. Pero people who will like your game will still like your game. That's still gonna happen.
And yun na rin sa yung convention end ng mga stuff din. Like people were waiting for yung highest, yung mga high sellers or yung best game.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it wasn't really in terms of competition. I'm the best, but rather parang people were pleasantly surprised to see the successes of others. Lalo na specifically in the case of Counter Spy, which can be
Yeah.
felt till now. Ang dami pa ring nag-ano, like from different countries, like sila Plum, yung designer. So
Yep.
messages from other countries. Oh, I really enjoyed your game. It's being played
Mm.
right now in Thailand, in Malaysia, yung mga ganun. So parang it's a bit heartwarming to see, I guess.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
Tama. Agree on that.
Yeah, and
Uh,
I think it's really for a designer. It's really uh, a good feeling. Of course, I'm not a designer, but I siguro vicariously I kind of same. If I see any of the games by our Filipino designers being enjoyed by people, by Singaporeans, by Thai, by Vietnamese, by other people of other nationalities, nakakatuwa tignan
Mm.
na may shared experience tayo and we enjoy the same things. Tapos natutuwa sila sa, bakit ganito to? Sige, so, sino si Darna sa Philippines? Yung mga ganon.
mm,
Uh,
yeah.
yung mga ganon. Things like that. And it's really very nice feeling to have. Kaya
Mm.
maganda yung experience palagi with the ABGF.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
very
that's true.
yung openness ng mga tao to
Mhm.
play was very different from what you would normally see if you're demoing here. It's very ano ba? What's the best way to describe it?
They're more
It's very
acclimated. Yeah, they're more acclimated or more attuned
uh
to uh, tabletop games. Generally, siguro as a culture,
mhm.
so they're not as intimidated or as indifferent to
Mm.
trying out different games.
Yeah.
Yeah, and daling i-engage eh. Yeah, I don't have
Mhm.
to. Hey, would you like to? I don't ask. Actually, we barely ask. It's like
Yeah.
Mm.
it's more of
I
like you just
mhm.
hi, and then sila na magsasabi, oh, can we play? Can you teach us this game? And they just immediately ask. So, agree.
Yeah, it's
And
it as a designer who, like, for example, I've demoed a lot in conventions and events. It was very, I guess the best way to describe it is it was very liberating. Na
mhm,
that like when you demo here in conventions, um ikaw yung lumalapit. You have to put in the
mm,
effort to get people interested, to bring them to the table, to hold their attention, to teach the game. And that takes a lot of energy and a lot of, I guess, in a way, a lot of practice, a lot of planning, a lot of skill to
mhm,
get people to the table, especially when you're dealing with the mass market. Pero there,
mhm.
parang no effort eh. You can even bungle your demo. You can be super bad at it. You can be reading your rule book,
Okay.
and they're just there. They're interested. They won't leave just if you bungle it. And I'm not saying na you should bungle it. You should still be prepared naman. Pero I'm just saying na what I mean to say is it's just very easy. There's
Yeah,
very little
agree.
barrier for them to just come and play and try it out. They're very open-minded about it.
Yeah. The
Mhm.
so much so nga that there are certain publishers coming from Japan, for example. Some of them really know almost no English.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
And last year, I saw one of the designers. So, grabe energy niya. But talagang, ang English is yes. That's it.
S- s- Yung
And then
ano,
thumbs up. Ganun lang. And ang ano is that they have a flow chart. They will have
yeah.
some rules, and go ahead and play. And then they just give you thumbs up if you're doing it correctly. And Nico and I we even went
Yeah.
to a table. Nung binabasa na namin, kasi,
Mm.
okay, meron dyang rules. Alam mo talagang Google Translate. So, galing sa Japanese, translated to, ano,
Yeah, what was that? Yung draw a card from the heap.
hindi, from the heap of cards. From the heap
From the
of
heap of
cards.
cards. Oo.
Hindi man lang nga the heap of cards eh. From a heap of cards.
Oh, from a heap of cards.
So kahit saan.
Yeah.
Actually, really shout out to Hiroshi of Musou Games. Na partway through the demo talaga, onomatopoeic na yung learning namin. So,
Yeah.
you play like, psh, gumagano na siya kasi spray paint yung theme. So parang, okay, we understand. So yes, no, good, bad. Pero we got to play it properly. Pero
Oh,
the
yeah.
passion is there.
Yeah. Madadala ka eh. Hindi mo pa problemahin 'yun. Hindi mo kailangan i-worry na okay, well, actually isa ding amazing 'yun eh. The courage of these designers. So, I mean, imagine you, let's say us, go to let's say I don't know, let's say
Germany,
Russia
yeah.
or Germany na talagang although marami namang English speakers in
Japan.
let's go.
Japan.
Tayo yung pumunta ng Japan, we're gonna do a demo. Let's say we do a demo in Taiwan and the whole audience is only Chinese speaking. Me, I kakabahan ako eh. Kasi I'm like, how do I explain this? How do I explain the steps? But then, laban yan. Doon yung
Yeah.
kaya yan. It's like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, nakakatuwa talaga yung mga Japanese, eh, no?
Yeah.
Ang tapang nila, eh. Like, barely any English. Pupunta sila sa show na, they need to speak English to demo or talk to people. Pero andun sila.
Yeah. And they don't, walang qualms, walang parang yung, okay, this is intimidating. So, but I guess it's a good venue and good audience. So I think there's really a lot of great designs that will come out because of this very welcoming culture in terms of good design. So I think people are gonna be encouraged. Okay, pwede akong pumunta doon kahit hindi ko kaya communicate lahat. Maganda yung game ko, laban yan.
And props din to Origame, yung organizers. They did actually provide with Singaporean teachers. So basically, people who can speak English, especially for the Japanese na demos, kasi sometimes nga like zero English talaga. So they did provide some teachers din naman. Pero syempre sobrang daming gusto mag-demo. So sometimes hindi enough yung
They
mga
can only
teachers.
stay for so long. Volunteers lang din naman sila. And syempre, even if they picked up the game nga, the game that Nico and I played, I'm not sure how this game works yet. So, parang kami nagbabasa. So, but it's cool. Okay. Kay Sir Freddy, ano yung mga last bits of message nyo about people trying out Asian Board Game Festival this coming 2024 and also the game conventions natin?
Well, watch out for Bacon in 2024.
Yun!
Baka magkaroon tayo ng a little bit of ABGF flavor sa Bacon. So abangan nyo yan. Wait for Ron's announcement. And then that's something to look forward to in 2024. We're definitely have plans of going to ABGF Singapore in 2024. Maybe even ABGF Thailand. Medyo lumakas ang loob ko dahil nga nakita ko yung mga Japanese na ang tatapang eh.
Oo, di ba?
hindi sila
La,
hindi si-
la,
hindi nila ano. And then I got a lot of reassurance from the Thais from who went to Singapore about visiting Thailand with our games. So we might try it. So pagka pumunta kami ron, we'll keep you updated, things like that. And I'm feeling very hopeful for the Asian board game design community, board game publishing community, especially with the smaller and independent publishers. So yun, uh, it's just uh, a very, very good feeling coming out of ABGF. Maski na pagod kami, lagi kaming puyat. I
Yep.
don't know how many hours of sleep we got during all three days. Probably what, 4 to 5 hours?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yung accounting oras namin, sir, naubos pa sa Stereo Mind.
Naglaro pa kami sa
So
Siyempre, pagka
yeah, maski na pagod, we came home with the very high spirits and with the renewed ano ba to? Renewed hope in the board game design and publishing industry dito sa Pilipinas, and with that view na bigger pie ng Asian market.
yeah.
Oh, by the way, bago tayo sabihin ko veggie stock, Christmas tree, and Fanjan can be found locally. Pwede mong bilhin locally.
Yep.
They're now available at neutral ground stores. Check it out. Ito nga. So kanina yung sinabi ko yung mga games na talagang impressed ako.
Yes.
Yun.
Yeah. And yun. Thank you, Sir Freddy. Yun nga. We are doing some research work we're trying to bring a bit of a Asian board game festival here in the Philippines. That might mean the games there would be accessible here. If we're lucky, even some of the designers that would be available would come visit. So we're starting that off early. We're gonna kick off our campaign around January, and we would need your help. No, our audience, our tabletop community here in the Philippines. If we pull this off, malay nyo, Asian Board Game Festival could have a schedule in the Philippines, and it becomes a road show now. So there's Singapore, there's Thailand. So maybe not immediate, but I see that potentially happening in the near future if we work together and build this community. So there you have it. Thank you, everyone. Quite extended because we just wanted to share with you guys a lot of the things we've experienced, and we're so happy to share that with you. We hope to see you guys at the table soon. Until next time, thank you everyone for joining. Bye.
Bye.
Night.
Bye.
Night.